Campbell, Auckland.
NewstalkZB, it is now 25 to 6. National MP Tau Heanre is continuing his campaign to become Speaker of the House when Lockwood Smith vacates the position. Despite the Prime Minister not endorsing his bid to replace Smith, Tau Heanre is continuing his quest, and Tau Heanre joins us on the program. And Tau, good evening to you. Thank you for your time.
Evening, Larry.
Is that right? Because the Prime Minister has knocked you back. What's going on here?
Well, I wouldn't have a clue whether he's knocked me back yet or not. I mean, you know, to put it this way, Larry. I mean, if somebody wants to be Speaker, then the House should decide who the Speaker should be. You know, and that's all I'm doing is that I'm putting my hand up for the job, and I think I'd be a reasonably good Speaker. How
does this work though? National nominates the Speaker, don't they? The National Party, and then Parliament votes on it. Is that the way it works?
In the past, Larry, it has been. There's also the standing orders say that anybody can be nominated and anybody can be seconded, and then it's a personal vote in the House if one or actually more than one is nominated.
Do you intend to go down that route if you don't get the endorsement?
Oh, look, I mean, that's a long way away. I don't. Well, one, there's no vacancy at the moment.
No.
You know, Lockie doesn't go until maybe beginning of next year. So we've got plenty of time to sort of talk to a few people and see where we go. But I'm interested in I suppose bringing a different model to Parliament. I'd like to see the Speaker and Parliament get out a lot more into the hinterland to actually, you know, educate people what Parliament is all about.
Is it an option though that you could go down, you know, the road that you could go down there if you're not nominated by the National Party?
Oh, it certainly is, and you know, and it's one of the reasons why I was up front with the PM. I didn't want to, you know, go around behind his back. I basically was quite up front to him about my intentions of wanting to be nominated for the position of Speaker.
What support have you got?
Oh, look, you know, in fact, I've got reasonable support. Māori Party have said they would support my nomination. The Māori members of the Labour Party have told me that they will support me. And the Greens will support me as well.
Mr. Mallard supports you?
Oh, yeah, Trevor's an interesting character, and I actually think that him and I get on reasonably well. He hasn't really come out and 100% endorsed me, but he was very kind to me on radio this morning.
Have you got broader Labour support, do you think?
Oh, look, I think there are people in the Labour Party that I get on well with. Obviously, they will have to talk about it in their caucus, and you know, it's one of the good things that it doesn't come up for a couple of months.
What about National Party support?
Oh yeah, look, there are guys and girls in the National Party that support me. I have no doubt.
There's five being talked about. Who are they? You got more than five, or what?
Oh look, you know, I mean that's not up to me to just to divulge who in the National Party is supporting me. You know, other than to say, I think I'm well respected across the House.
Yeah, when you talk about the Greens and Labour, the Maori Party, are they backing you more to get at the Prime Minister than support you? What do you think?
Oh, look, when I approached Matidia from the Greens, she was very, very excited, not because of it could be construed as having a go at the PM, but she was genuinely excited that a person that she gets on really well with was putting his name up for his hand up for Speaker.
And what if you don't get the job? What then?
Well, we'll just go back to normal. I won't be Speaker.
Right.
I mean, you know, it's not a biggie. As far as I'm concerned, it's a democracy. People should have a vote, and let's get it on.
Thank you, Tau. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Larry.
That is Tau Heanre, National MP. NewstalkZB, it's 20 to 6.
The Huddle with paperplusoffice.co.nz, your local office supplies specialist, now open for business.
Josie Pagani is with me. Hello, Josie.
Hi, Larry.
And we're joined by Cameron Slater from Whale Oil. Hello, Cameron.
Hey, Larry.
Josie, first, let's go through these issues for today. Government settling with Tau Heanre, $170 million, co-management of the Urewera National Park. My gut feeling is that this is just and fair and reasonable. What do you see in it?
Yeah, I think you're right, Larry. It shows you that when a treaty settlement process works, it's far better than having the likes of Tamaiti running around with an AK-47 in the bush, isn't it? And don't forget, these negotiations have been with Tau Heanre leadership, not the idiots running around with the guns. So I think when you look at it, the onus is now on those Tau Heanre leaders, though, to make sure that there is never again talk of Tau Heanre passports or separatism or such, that they really have to sort of lead from the front on this now. I like that elegant solution of, I heard Chris Simonson, the Minister, talking about the Ureweras will in effect own themselves. That's great. It works when it's a public good, doesn't it? But imagine when you were thinking about water at the moment. I mean, you imagine if suddenly we were mining in the Ureweras and then we decided to privatise those mines, we'd be in the same ship we are with water.
Well, that's quite clearly not going to happen, Cameron. How do you view this?
Well, you never know. There could be a Tau Heanre Taniwha that's going to rear its head now, and then David Sherrill will be rushing to...
All right, Cameron, but what about the settlement? The Tau Heanre, did they deserve the settlement?
I think the settlement itself is pretty reasonable. I'm a big fan of the Ureweras. I've been hunting there many times. As long as public access is maintained, and from all the information that I've seen, that looks like that's going to be the case. And a joint management, it's pretty much joint managed anyway at the moment, and has been unofficially for quite some time. So I don't see too many changes for the majority of people. And if we can protect it further from being extended from a national park to, they're talking about some sort of World Heritage type status, well, I don't have a problem with that either.
All right, we'll come back in a moment. Cameron Slater, Josie Pagani with me. It's 14-6. Back on the Huddle with Josie Pagani and Cameron Slater. Cam, Tau Heanre wanting the Speaker's job. How do you see this? Is this becoming a problem for the government?
I think there's an underlying problem there in the backbench where you've got a lot of talented people, and I'm not necessarily saying Tau's one of those. However, Tau has a level of rat cunning that belies his often blokey sort of demeanour. And he's got a pretty good handle on what the standing orders are. And he knows that the Prime Minister is, in reality, just one vote. And if there's multiple candidates, then it's a free vote. And there's no whipping. The standing orders are really clear about that. So he's being a little bit cunning, maybe short-sighted in the long term, but hey, he's 40 on Nationals list. He barely got in this time. He's got nothing to lose. And once you get backbenchers who have that attitude of they've got nothing to lose, then the leadership of the governing party is faced with a dilemma. They need to reward some of those smart people on the backbench, and they need to get rid of some of the deadwood that are actually making mistakes at the moment that the Prime Minister is constantly having to apologise for.
Josie?
Yeah, I think John Key's clearly ruled him out, and he should have had the guts to front up and say that. He's got about as much chance as Johnny Knoxville from Jackass has of being in charge of the Olympics. It's never going to happen, and he's not going to get the support of the majority of Labor or the Greens. I'm sure. I don't know. I'm sure that that's not going to happen
I think
either.
He's got the Greens locked in.
Well, Well, that would be some way of getting back to the government, I suppose, to have someone like Tau Heanre up there as Speaker. Look, this is a guy, he mouths off all the time. He said only a while ago it was okay for a pregnant woman to smoke. He gave the fingers to woman who tooted at him, and he's just a liability. He'll go.
Okay, but
much of a liability is Trevor Mallard.
Cameron, but the thing here is, if he's got the Greens locked in, the Maori Party locked in, Labor, they can use this to get at the Prime Minister, can't they? Would they do that?
Well,
Cameron?
I think what they'll do is they'll buy off Tau eventually with some sort of deal. But look, this is real politic, and it's blood and guts, and it's bloody exciting.
I reckon put Peter Dunn in there as Speaker. I mean, I can't see he's doing anything else in the House. Or you could try Bill English. I mean, the economy's munted. He might as well have a go on the Speaker's chair.
Yeah, well, that ain't going to happen, is it? Okay. So how would you rate, Cam first, how would you rate, Josie doesn't rate him a chance at all. You would rate him a chance?
He's got a chance because he's actually out there saying, I want to have a crack at this, rather than sitting back and having your beltway people running little secretive blog posts and whispers around Wellington about, we've got to do this to help Nick Smith get back in. Tau Heanre is actually fronting up and he's saying, I want to have a crack at this. He might not succeed, but at least you've got to give him credit for having a crack.
All right. Thank you, Cameron Slater and Josie Pagani on The Huddle. It's now 9 to 6.